Now for the controversy. What we're about to show you is in-car footage and a conversation between Clint Bowyer and his team over 9 laps.
You got a hell of a race for the lead. 16 to go, man. 39 is going to win the race. Well, that kind of sucks. I bet it's hot in their engines. Oh, yeah.
The leader at the time, Ryan Newman, came down pit road, lost the lead. Newman did not make the chase, but Martin Truex Jr., Clint Bowyer's teammate, did make the chase.
If you watch the inside, the in-car camera, he goes in the corner, slows down, drives up the racetrack, turns the steering wheel hard left, pumps the gas pedal hard once, gets off it, pumps it again, spins the car the rest of the way around.
Ryan Newman looking to find a way through. It doesn't look like it's going to work. Win, and he's in to compete for a championship. Checkered flag in Phoenix for Kevin Harvick. Newman's beside the 42, and he's 42's in the wall.
Clear, checker flag, checker flag.
Ryan Newman is going to get in with that move on the last lap.
There you see some of the members from the 4 team, Kevin Harvick's team. That's crew chief Rodney Childers, competition director Greg Zipadelli. And the reason we're showing them, we have not heard from Kevin Harvick. Some drivers, including Denny Hamlin, Matt Kenseth, have both made accusations that Kevin Harvick possibly started that wreck on purpose.
Now here he is on the second one, and he stays in line farther down the racetrack, and we see the 6 of Trevor Bayne, and right here is where the controversy comes in. Is Kevin trying to get out of the way? Does he not know that the 6 car is there? I don't know.
There, Matt Kenseth, he really lost his entire race car and enabled a 22 to catch him.
Here comes the 22. He's closed the gap all over the back bumper now as they've caught the slower traffic. And around goes the 20, sideways in front of the 22. Kansas slides. Caution comes out. Elliott has the lead, but Hamlin looks to the inside. Elliott diving, trying to block. Down the back stretch again. Less than 3 to go. The bumper to the back of the 24. Elliott goes around. Hamlin takes the lead, and the caution comes out. To go. They come into the restart zone. Kyle Larson, the outside. Carl Edwards on the inside. Green flag back in the air. They're blocking. They're going down low. Carl Edwards into the wall. He got tagged by the 22. Big hits by the 19. And the caution comes back out again.
That is exactly what we saw Joey Logano was going to try to do.
I think Denny's in pretty good shape right here. Harvick working really hard to close the gap on the 18. He's down to 2 car lengths to Kyle Busch.
He's got to make the pass or someone has to go around the 11. The final lap for Chase Elliott. Down the backstretch for the final time. Can Harvick do it? The final turn. He needs the position.
Oh, Harvick spins the 18.
Turns into the 18. He turns as well. The 18 crosses the start-finish line, and Harvick is going to be out of the playoffs. 1 lap to go. Christopher Bell. If he wins, the 1 and the 11, fighting for every point right now. Denny Hamlin, 2-point favorite to get in as the championship 4. Bell out of turn 4. He's going to do it. He's won his way into the championship.
Let's go get a championship.
And the fight for the point right at the line. The 1 of Chastain past Hamlin. But Phoenix, take a look at what he did.
I have never seen anything like that before in my life.
Joey Logano through 3 and 4 for the final time. There's the contact. He does get to him. The 11 on the inside. He gets into the wall. Dylan's going to win it at the line.
Getting to this final lap. There's half a mile to go for Ryan Blaney, the reigning NASCAR Cup Series champion. Ryan Blaney's not losing anything here in Martinsville. He wins and is going to Phoenix. That was a determined, savvy drive. Watch this, the 23 and the 20. He went for it, almost lost control, hits the wall, drives off the wall, sort of Ross Chastain-esque.
You know the deal? trying to find him to tell him. Justin, you tell crew chief also clear off. On the go! 10-4, does the one crew chief know the deal? Yeah, he should.
More? No, what happened to it? Somebody get rid of it? No, 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 no. No, they got rid of
Hello,
it.
hello, hello. All right, there we are. We're good. Technical issues are solved. Hello, everybody, and welcome in to another episode of the Full Send Half Mast Podcast, episode 95. Thanks for tuning in with nothing else important going on in the world around us today. Thank you for deciding to tune in to the Dega Boys Broadcasting Network. Tonight, hey, I guess, well, first off, I got Tom and Dallas. I'm going to ask Tom, then Dallas.
Timmy!
Yeah, Timmy! Tom, how you doing today, man?
Man, I'm going to be... I'm good now.
Cheers. Cheers.
Feeling right. It's going to be a long night, but we're going to start it off with talking about probably one of the best races in F1 history, and then the other series.
You're talking about the 96 Chinese Grand Prix. That was a pretty good race. They even race in China in 96? I have no idea.
I think
have no idea, actually. That's a good question.
the 2024 Brazilian Grand Prix was poetic. It was Van Gogh style. It was, you know what? There was no 15 in that race because that race was awesome. Anyways, Dallas, how are you doing?
Feeling pretty damn good, boys. Yeah. Yeah. It's been kind of one of those days. It's been rainy as shit here. I ain't seen the sunshine in I don't know how long. There is a fly, and I've never seen a bug up here. There's a fly on my ring light. That's going to be annoying. I'm feeling pretty good. I got a nice zero sugar Shirley Temple 7-Up because I am watching my figure. Actually, no, I'm just kidding. I can't find the regular stuff, so I had to settle for the zero sugar. But ready to talk some race cars, and I don't know. We'll see what else happens tonight.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, dude. We're in store for probably the greatest podcast episode of Dega Boys broadcasting history, and we are here live Tuesday, November 5th. This is going to be great.
There's probably
don't normally
soundboard clips that I'm
do podcasts like this, but it's going to be fun. Roll with us. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight, a lot of talking points, and like Tom precursored here, the F1 Grand Prix. I can't wait to talk about that. And there's even more. I mean, trust me, there's a series of races every Sunday that needs some bashing here tonight. We're going to get to it. But first off, we do need to start with some news. Brennan Poole returns to Alpha Prime Racing in 2025. What are you guys' opinions, thoughts? Dallas is giving us a thumbs up on that. Get some okays out of Tom.
Cool beans. Next!
I think out of anybody that's been in the Alpha Prime seat, he's definitely been the one to show probably the most talent, honestly.
I only thing I think about when I think of Brennan Poole is that Talladega race where he won the race, but they took it away from him.
Who?
Next. So we'll see what he can do in 2025. This one I wanted to get some of Tom's opinions on because we already have pretty good opinions on the Fittipaldis as it comes to any motorsports. Enzo Fittipaldi tests a McLaren Indy car.
So Enzo is a better driver than that other guy.
Facts.
So I'm actually kind of excited about what he can do in IndyCar. Now, with him testing, I think it was with it's McLaren. Sorry,
McLaren. Yeah.
They're gonna have some pretty decent equipment. So I'm actually I'm pretty excited to see what he can do. It is McLaren. Nothing is gonna materialize off of it. They've already got their driver lineup for it. And I just don't think there's going to be a lot to materialize. I think it's just more of a, hey, look at me, Zach Brown sort of deal.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's much more coming out of that, to be honest. I do agree with you. Enzo is definitely better than that other guy. But I mean, McLaren, no empty seats. You're gonna deal with the clown, Zach Brown, anyway. I just don't think there's anything gonna materialize off of this. So. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Fittipaldi, Enzo Fittipaldi making a test with IndyCar, with McLaren in IndyCar. Tom, I should have asked you before we started this damn podcast, but could you pull up the Porsche hypercar lineup and read those off for 2025? Because I really want to talk about this. When I watched this, or when I read this post on Discord, it definitely or maybe rang some bells, maybe put a little bit of disappointment in the air for me. I know one for a fact that Tandy's not coming back, so that's got to be an up, right? I mean, we're getting rid of Nick Tandy. Nick Tandy's been an absolute clown this year. And then Jomine, am I correct in saying that Jomine is going to be returning to the IMSA lineup in 2025? Am I correct on that one as well?
I think so. No. I
know you posted on Discord. I just don't remember.
Yeah, I did post it on Discord actually.
Yeah, I think you posted an IMSA GTP BDN Big Dummy NASCAR, says Jersey Bear. I wonder if he watched the race on Sunday. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We got a lot to talk about.
Porsche Motor Racing posted on X. Out goes Dane Cameron, Andre Lauderer, and Friedrich Makowecki. And in goes Julian Andlauer. So for the WEC team on car number 5, it's Andlauer and Christensen. And then for car 6, it's Estrie and Vanthor. And then the IMSA team gains Campbell and Jomine for car number 6.
And that's all they posted. So they don't even know who's going to be driving car 7 next year.
Well, let's
Nazar's
see here.
Coming back.
No. Car 7 goes to Nazar and Tandy.
Oh. Okay, so my thoughts on this, Tom, I don't know if you agree. Matt Campbell, a number 1 pick. Dane Cameron's out. Dane Cameron is one of the best drivers they have in their lineup. He's out. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. They're bringing back Tandy and Jomine, but they're splitting them up this year, which might be success. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. They're bringing back Latour. They're bringing back, he's World Endurance Champion. We'll talk about that when we get to World Endurance Championship. But and then you said Vanthor was back as well.
No, Latour is out.
Oh, Latour? No way. They put Latour out.
Yep.
Wow. So we dropped Latour, we dropped Dane Cameron.
Yep.
Make sense of this. Tom, make sense of this. What is going on there at Porsche?
Money.
What is happening?
They ran out of that. They ran out of the greens, my guy.
That's insane to me. Latour, I'm really impressed with Latour, especially this year in the World Endurance Championship. He's been on pace with every one of his teammates, if not faster. Same with Dane Cameron. Dane Cameron's been great this year too.
Jay, you're just a guy with 13,000 subscribers on YouTube.
But he's not monetized, so it doesn't really matter what his subscriber is. That's right. You know what? That's right. I'll say it because you guys won't. Fuck you, YouTube. That's right. Pay these bitches.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
You ain't going to find better race car content on the internet than these guys. And you're just like, you know what? No, we didn't like that we didn't like that they used that one jingle from that one guy. We didn't like it. No,
Maybe the worst ever.
Yeah,
These guys are the best.
Yes,
the best podcasters. They're the
Maybe
best.
ever.
There was other YouTubes, but YouTube's not as good.
I love it. Oh man. So yeah, that would be the Porsche Hypercar GTP lineups for next year. I don't know what's going on. We're gonna get way more in depth with it. I just want to bring it up tonight, but we're gonna get way more in depth with it. We get into our World Endurance Championship IMSA season preview that we do during the off season, but lots of changes there, and we'll talk about it, especially when it comes down to this weekend's race at the Bahrain 8-hour race, with who won the constructors championship, who won the drivers title. Two of those drivers that did it this weekend getting axed, so we'll talk about it. All right, next we got some rumors from the Chili Bowl with SVG potentially making his Chili Bowl debut. I hope it happens. I want to see
Let the dog eat. Let the dog eat.
How does it fit somebody that big into those little tiny cars? He's not a little guy. He's a big dude.
I mean, Tony Stewart did it.
Tony Stewart wasn't tall. Tony Stewart nowadays, you need one of those freaking big old wide load banners you get behind a big old 18-wheeler going down.
I don't know, Dallas. That's a big old boy right there.
That's a big old boy.
But Van Cheeseburger there, he's tall.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Do you think?
I don't know. I've never seen him.
So my thoughts on SVG if he does run the Chili Bowl. Correct me if you guys have a different opinion, but I don't think he's going to make it in on prelim nights. I don't think he's going to be able to finish top 2 in prelim nights in any of those in those A mains. Does he make it to an A main in a prelim night? I still don't think so.
No.
I think he's going to be a C main at best on a prelim night.
Jay, let's be honest here. What's the expectation?
If he could make it to like a F main, I think that would be a success.
I'll tell you, I think what the expectation should be is to have fun and learn something.
True. I mean, you're definitely not wrong. I mean, he's ran sprint cars on dirt before. I mean, granted, it's Australia. Most of the tracks are flat. Competition's not as good.
Don't you have to turn the other way in Australia because everything's upside down?
Yeah, right.
Hey, it's a good point. It's a good point.
I don't know why you guys brought me on here, man.
I don't know why I'm on here, to be honest.
Great content. So we're all agreeing that the expectations for SVG are very low. We're there for the meme. We're gonna see how it works out. And maybe something will happen. Alrighty. Last thing I want to talk about news-wise. Should we save this for the?
Save it.
Yeah, let's save it.
Otherwise, I'm just gonna rant. I'm just gonna keep ranting. So let's just save it till we go to there.
Okay, I like it. We'll save it. So stay tuned for the end of this podcast because that will be probably towards the end of this podcast. Let's start with the truck race on Friday. Let's get this right. Zip Buy Now Pay Later 200 at Martinsville. The final race before the championship race in the truck series. Christian Eckes qualifies on pole, dominates the race, and wins. But let's talk about all of the incidents that led us to that point with Christian Eckes. Raja Karuth, issues early, unfortunate. I really would love to have seen him make it to the Final Four. Do you know exactly what the issues were?
No.
Yeah, he just slowed down at the end of stage 1, had some type of issue, was non-factor.
Didn't he have a battery issue?
That might be it.
I
was watching it on a bar
issue.
TV with no volume, so.
When I saw, because he came down pit road. I don't remember what happened. He came down pit road. They sent him back out there. He looked like he was good. Next thing I know, he was 20 laps down, not racing. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell happened. I want to say it was some voltage issue or some sort of something. It was something for something. I don't know what that something was.
That would make more sense. So that was unfortunate. So Raja basically done by the end of stage 1. I want to talk about the Christian Eckes, Taylor Gray drama at the end of this race. So both of them very fast, probably the best 2 trucks in the race towards the end. Maybe a little bit of strategy for Taylor Gray to get to the point where he was in the field. But Eckes ends up moving him out of the way at one point during the race. And then late in the race again, Christian Eckes moves through Taylor Gray on a restart, shoves him up out of the line. Taylor Gray loses multiple positions. And then we have the altercation at the end of the race, right? Between Eckes and Gray, where Gray comes down to talk to him. no punches or anything thrown. The infamous guy, right? The big security guard the NASCAR has, right? The big dude that always is involved in all these fights and altercations. He guides Taylor Gray down to Christian Eckes at the end of this race. And so we just want to talk.
Yeah, let's give credit to that guy though, because he's like, everybody was saying keep Taylor Gray away from Christian Eckes, but that dude said, let him talk. Let him talk. Let him talk. And he said it multiple times.
The crew guy for Eckes tried getting right in his face right away.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
chill out,
like,
bro.
Dude, like, let the drivers go first. Crewmen,
dude.
Let the drivers go. If they start going, crewmen, get in there, get everybody away. Crewmen do not need to be throwing punches at anybody.
Exactly.
They don't need to be going to the other crew.
You're not that guy. Let's just say that right now. You're not that guy. Just chill out. All right. Let the men, figure this out. We'll let you little kids, do your little yapping while they figure it out, whatever. But let them talk. You know what I mean? Like, just let him talk, Yeah, that one crew guy, I don't know what little man syndrome he's got, but he needs to chill out. Maybe some Prozac or something. Help that man out.
Some Viagra, a little blue pill.
Well, I didn't say that. I just said Prozac, but...
Oh, I love it. Oh, man. I agree. I like that the fact that they got to talk about it. But the thing is when they asked Taylor Gray at the end of the race, I mean, he was salty. Do you think Eckes went too far? Or do you think this is just boys have at it that we don't get to see anymore?
Win and you're in. What do you expect?
Yeah, but the issue was that Eckes was in regardless. Like, Eckes was going to advance. And Taylor Gray, through strategy, outran Eckes, passed him cleanly, did not rough him up, maybe gave him a bumper, just kind of give him a little loose. Did not do anything wrong. Taylor Gray, fantastic drive. Fantastic drive. And then he gets in front of Eckes, and Eckes is like upset because he wasn't going to win the race that he led 180 some laps of, because he led basically every lap. Just ships the guy. Doesn't move him, ships him, sends him off. He's like, you're not going to finish this race at the front. That's where I had the problem, because Eckes didn't need to do anything. Like, and if you're going to take your chances, you should take your chances with Taylor Gray in the final versus Ty Majeski, who dominates these short tracks.
Yeah.
Like, this is what Ty Majeski's, this is his bread and butter. This is what he grew up doing, versus Taylor Gray, who up until this race really hasn't shown much in the truck series. I mean, he's been consistent, but like, don't get me wrong. I don't know what the hell Eckes' problem was. He didn't need to do that. He got his panties in a wad because he wasn't going to win the race. And I wasn't happy with how he did it. Had he just moved him and they raced it out, fine. He wasn't going to let anybody race it out.
Well, he didn't wreck him.
It's true. That's true.
He sent them back 5 spots.
Yeah,
I'm with Dallas. On that
if he
point
moved
too.
them and just passed them and like gave Taylor Gray the chance to like race with him, I would have been fine with it. But he just sent them and said, "See ya, you're not winning this race. Not even close."
Well, I think at that point it's just sorry, sucks to suck sort of deal.
Well, I guess it all comes back to
exactly. That's exactly what it is.
I guess it comes back to is how much are you risking, right? Like we saw last year with the Haim Hocevar incident at Phoenix. Are we going to see an Eckes Taylor Gray incident at Phoenix?
Yes.
I mean, really, what are you sacrificing if you're Taylor Gray? You got nothing to lose. You're not racing in the trucks next year. I mean, if you're Eckes, you have the championship to lose. I mean, really, you got to put it into that perspective.
Eckes isn't winning the championship.
No, 100% not. No, it will count him out right now. Yeah, I agree.
I don't think Gray does anything because he looks at the optics of the situation. Like, I don't think Gray does anything at Phoenix, but like, you're gonna bet he does everything he can so that Eckes doesn't win the race.
Oh, he's definitely gonna race him way harder. If they're racing the top 5 at the end of the race, he's gonna race him extremely hard. So, not give him the position. So, yeah, big altercations there, which was in the beginning of which was all that we saw this weekend, which we'll talk about next with the Xfinity race, the National Debt Relief 250.
Hey, can I say one thing right now?
Yeah.
It is absolutely hilarious that the name of the truck race was the buy now, pay later, and then the name of the Xfinity race was the National Debt Relief. That's hilarious to me.
It makes a lot of sense, right?
That is good. That is good.
Oh man, I actually enjoyed this Xfinity race. This was a great race. We saw Parker Retzlaff qualify in pole. Unfortunately, though, he gets dumped by Sam Mayer on a restart there in stage 1. Looked like I don't know. Looking at it live, it looked like Sam Mayer just completely dumped Retzlaff into the wall, just completely shipped him. And some people are saying that Josh Williams got into the back.
I think it was Josh Williams, and I want to hate Sam Mayer because I think he's kind of a little punk, and I want to root for him because like I saw his first win at Road America. Like I want to root for the kid. I thought he was good, but then he kind of got like arrogant and full of himself, and so I like want to hate Sam Mayer for that. But I don't think it was Sam Mayer. And Parker during his interview said he got wrecked by a car that was 2 cars back, which would be Josh Williams. So that's who I'm leaning towards. Josh Williams is kind of
a weapon this
Josh
year.
Williams has not been good. Been good. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's who it was. I want to blame Mayer, but I don't think it was. But it sucks for Parker, man. He did good that whole first stage. Oh, he was so
very
fast.
Very fast. It was unfortunate. I really hated to see that for Parker Retzlaff. I'm with you too. I don't know if it was Sam Mayer or not. On replay and watching it live, it looked like Sam Mayer. They're saying it was Josh Williams. But really, at the end of the day, who do you put the blame on? The guy that didn't get a good restart? I mean, I feel like Parker Retzlaff's got to take some blame for this because he definitely did not get a good restart on that. Put himself in a bad situation to begin with. So, I don't know. You put a little bit of blame. I think there's a lot of blame to go around. I mean, you put blame on Retzlaff. I think you put some on Mayer. I think you put some on Josh Williams. I think it was just... I think at the end of the day, you just look at it as a racing deal. I think that's all you can look at it at because of the what each driver had to gain and lose from that situation. Mayer's in a must-win situation anyway, and we'll talk about that towards the end of this race. What I do want to talk about, though, is AJ Allmendinger. Lap 13, make contact with Custer, racing hard, ends up blowing a tire, ends his race early. And the grand scheme of things, does really matter? No, because AJ Allmendinger made it into the Final Four with this win at Vegas. And really had nothing to race for this weekend, which again, I'll talk about when we get to the Cup race with my opinions on everything there. But yes, AJ Allmendinger did end this race early. Almirola, let's talk about Almirola dominating this race, win stage 1 in a photo finish with Custer. Unbelievable, the finish there. And then he dominates stage 2, obviously. But what I do want to talk about is the end of this race. We got a late race caution. Cole Custer and Chandler Smith were battling for that P3 position, I believe. Chandler Smith in a must-win. Custer's trying to preserve his points. Chandler Smith ends up maybe putting the bumper a little bit to Custer. Just an old-fashioned bump and run. I don't know if you agree with that or not, Dallas, but I feel like it was an old-fashioned bump and run. Got underneath, or bumped him just a little bit, got underneath him, made the pass. Caution comes out late. They get a restart. Cole Custer decides, instead of making a play to move to the outside to contest with for the win, he decides that he's going to basically line up right behind Chandler Smith. And going off the restart, Custer just runs Chandler Smith completely up the track. Both lose multiple positions. What the hell's going on there? Are we not racing for position?
That's what we call.
Like what's
if it fits, it ships for a flat rate, and Cole Custer took it to the next level, baby.
I was just watching Tom open up his door slowly and peek through to look at the computer, and then shut it. What the hell? What the hell is Chandler Smith pissed off about, man? You moved the guy, he moved you, and you screwed him over multiple times this year. What the hell, man?
Yeah.
I don't think he was necessarily mad about the move. I think he was mad that Custer completely chose to be behind him on that restart to move.
Yeah. He's like, all right, you move me. You know what? Screw you. I'm going to. Cole Custer was on NXT. He ain't putting up with crap anymore. He's going ham. He's going to put up those fake fists, and he's just going to. I was entertaining. I enjoyed it. I don't think Cole Custer did anything wrong, and I think Chandler Smith was cry a little harder.
Here's what I think. I think Cole Custer needs to see a doctor. Because somehow that man's neck has disappeared.
It has. Dude.
He is
has.
a weird shaped human being.
He is.
He's like
Kinda has
it's kind of concerning. It's concerning.
A hunchback look. Yeah, he's like all flat, but then it's like the whole top half of his body exploded. It's like if his his armpits up did steroids, but nothing else did.
In reality, I think us as a fan base need to be genuinely concerned about how Cole Custer is doing. What is going on with his neck? It may be the worst ever. I don't know, but
I don't know. Tony Stewart didn't have Ryan Newman. Ryan Newman didn't have a neck. Still doesn't.
Ryan Newman had muscle under the fat. Where is the muscle under the fat for Cole Custer?
Facts. I don't think it's there.
Tony Stewart. Well, we saw a neck at one time. At least we can refer to older videos. We can't even do that with Cole Custer.
He's always looked this way. I mean, he's gotten worse.
Exactly. I think there's something wrong with this guy, and I think that we need to be encouraging in the aspect of, Cole, I think you need to see a doctor.
And this went to therapy real quick. I love it. What a great podcast. I love it. So after that move up, it basically put Chandler Smith in an ending situation there where his championship hopes were over. Sammy Smith trying to run down Almirola late, wasn't able to make it happen. Chandler did get up to P3, wasn't able to make it happen. But I want to talk. Almirola wins the race. We'll talk about that first. Great job by Almirola. Dominates Martinsville this year for the Xfinity. Wins both the spring and the fall. Dominant performance. But what kind of punch did we see out of Chandler Smith?
We saw a straight up bitch slap, my boy. That's what happened.
That was terrible.
That man doesn't know how to close a fist. I mean, that guy needs to go to Taekwondo like what freaking that one guy who Austin Hill needs to do. Yeah.
Which is funny because doesn't TRD do like martial arts?
Yes.
Training?
Yes,
do,
that's
like,
right.
MMA training. And then he goes out there, and not only does he give like the worst punch in human history, he has to pay 10 grand for doing. He has to pay 10 grand for doing the worst punch in human history. So not only did you look like a pussy on TV, now you got to empty your pockets for being a pussy. So congratulations, Chandler Smith. You played yourself.
I think the funniest thing about it too is after he threw that bitch slap, he like instantly like looks behind him and he's waiting for people to come help him because he knows he stands no chance in this fight at all. He's getting his ass beat, so he's waiting for the security to come break it up, dude. That was the worst part about it.
All Cole Custer's doing is he's like
laughing his ass off. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
He said in his post-race interview, I don't know what that was. I didn't even feel it.
Then he goes to like punch me or whatever it was. I didn't feel it. Yeah, whatever he said. It was just like Chandler Smith was the little brother that tried to like hit his big brother, and then the big brother turned around and looked at him, and then the little brother's like, "Oh no, that was wrong."
Oh man, we've had some comical fights here in NASCAR over the last couple of years, but this was just not even a fight, bro. I don't even think it
on a scale to John West Townley. How bad was this fight?
Oh, it was. I'd put it just a notch up above that because they finished it and they made it look terrible to do it. At least this one didn't get the finishing result because that would have been miserably terrible.
R.I.P. JWT, my boy.
If we're gonna talk about Cole Custer's lack of his neck and what happened to his neck, can we talk about Chandler Smith and whatever freaking neck beard thing he has going on?
Awful.
It looks so bad. It's so bad.
It looks like
he doesn't own a mirror.
But like, it's so bad. It's like it's almost gross. It's like he's a rug. It's like gross.
Well, look, Dallas. Some people aren't as lucky as you. Okay,
dude. This is like 4 years in the making, baby.
Hell yeah, brother.
I've got to start growing mine out because Talladega's not too far away, so I got to get mine going again. But we'll wait.
There was dinosaurs walking this planet when this shit started, okay? I can't grow facial hairs in my life, and that's why I don't shave it. Because when I shave it, it takes another millennia to come back, and it's like I just don't want to deal with it.
That's true. That's true. I feel the pain.
You know how hard it is to be a vampire?
No.
Dallas would know.
Right as I'm about to drink.
Oh man,
I could never be a vampire. I love garlic. Oh, garlic.
It's like I'm a slut for garlic, baby. I'm a slut.
Give me like fucking lasagna and garlic.
Lasagna.
I love
Oh man, that's awesome. All right, so Xfinity race advances as Custer and Allgaier both on points, and then obviously with Austin Hill and AJ Allmendinger with their wins, so that'll set up our championship 4. Did you guys think this was a good race? I thought it was a good race. I enjoyed it. I mean,
pretty okay.
There was a lot of tire wear. We saw tire strategy. We saw Creed and who was it? Almirola and Creed and a couple others. Sieg, I think at one point, they all stayed out on older tires and were able to maintain track position. I don't know how much of that was driver or car or tire. I think it had a lot to do with driver because, damn, Ryan Sieg is a beast, dude. He was able to hang on for 60 laps.
Is an incredible talent. I have no idea why he hasn't been recruited to a higher team yet. I mean, come on. Look, I thought Josh Williams was going to be great for Colleague. Are you kidding me? Ryan Sieg has been the ultimate underdog for the Xfinity Series for
years.
What, 5 years?
Yeah.
6 years? That's insane that he hasn't even been able to pick up like a Joe Gibbs or Junior or whatever. Like Ryan Sieg is yes, absolutely it's money, but you know what, Dallas? With the amount of money that he sinks into his own team, don't you think he could probably sink it into an actually good ride?
I don't know. There's a guy with a JGR car right now who going to be landscaping.
Okay, but is that Ryan Sieg?
No, yes and no. You got a point. Like he absolutely should be in a better car. He should be, and he's shown that this year. He's raced his literal dick off, and it's been awesome to see.
Yeah,
he's like he shot out of a cannon this year, and all of a sudden Ryan Sieg was just that guy. So next year, God damn it, he better be in the playoffs, or I'm gonna be disappointed. But
look,
give that man better equipment. Come on, Stuart Haas.
But Dallas, it hasn't only been this year. It was last year and the year before. He's just now look, the finishes don't reflect it because he's been wrecked on the last lap a lot. This year he's just been finally been able to avoid those bad strategies, sure, but like this year he's finally being able to like pull it together, and now people are starting to realize, hey, Ryan Sieg is actually kind of the real deal. You know, something we've been talking about for a long time. Ryan Sieg is the deal. He is that guy. Like, he needs that equipment. And, you know what? I'm going to claim it right now. He could be the next Jimmy Johnson.
Oh, that's crazy. I mean, I'm not down it, man. He's a great driver.
I'll call it right now.
He's a great driver. I don't know about Jimmy Johnson is, but
I'll call it right now. Put Phil Gould with Ryan Sieg, unstoppable.
In Toyota equipment, JGR equipment.
I have to see where in owner points his that 29 car's gotten, or 28 cars.
Right back.
Because he has single-handedly. He has the 39 car, which is what he drove for the majority of the season.
Majority of the year.
14th in points. He has
crazy. Crazy.
He's gotten the 28 car up to 21st in points.
Oh my god!
And he's only been in there. He's only been in there for a few weeks. He's got it up to 21st in points. And his other car, the 38 car that the Bennett Shitto has been in,
the Benedetto
is 30th.
And Sieg is crazy. Mark my words right now. He could be the next Jimmy Johnson, given the right equipment and Phil Gould. Mark it. He could be.
So you're saying he could win an Xfinity title before Allgaier?
He can win a cup title, brother.
Oh shit!
Oh, man.
Damn. That's crazy.
I don't know. He's like what? He's like 37 or 36. He's older. I don't know. If Denny Hamlin can still almost race for a championship, Ryan Sieg can do anything his heart desires.
I agree. Alrighty. Let's pivot now to the F1 sprint race on Saturday. We had Piastri qualifying pole, Norris P2, can't go Lando again. Piastri gets a good start. I put this as a note just because I want to talk about it, but we all know it. But Sergio Perez is complete trash, bro. Come on. Like, how embarrassing it would be.
Brother, even Helen Keller could see that.
I mean, he was so far out of points, battling at like 11th place. Like, what is happening, man? Like, how can this be reality, dude? Like,
Ray Charles is flipping in his bed right now over the decisions of Christian Horner and Mark and Helmut. Or
Marco
whatever. Mark. I don't know. Helmet. Marco.
Now you got me messed up.
You know what? The point is that this guy is Garbo.
Trash. Garbage.
Put Sonoda in.
I agree. Put Sonoda in.
Here's
Put
the worst part
Sonoda,
about
put
that,
Lawson, somebody in.
is that they're just going to overlook Sonoda, and he's not even going to get the seat. They're just going to bring somebody else in.
They're going to bring Liam Lawson in. Mark my words, Liam Lawson's going to get that fucking seat, and it is going to be the downfall of Toro Rosso, and Sonoda's going to leave, and they're going to get some... who the hell is their F2 drivers right now? Whatever.
Enzo Fittipaldi.
Pourchaire's in it is tied up in IndyCar.
Yeah, well, we got Enzo Fittipaldi. He's over here driving for McLaren, but he's a Red Bull Junior driver.
Obviously not very good if he's only testing an IndyCar.
I think you're right. Maybe there's a conspiracy there. We'll talk about that more, maybe during the offseason too, because I.
You don't want to know why they don't care about Tsunoda? It's because they had the partnership with Honda, and they kind of have a partnership with Honda. They're not obligated to do a damn thing. That's why.
That's true.
They don't like Tsunoda because of his passport flag. Kind of like Max Verstappen.
Rip.
Max Verstappen.
And then so Piastri's dominating this race. We have F1 team orders, right? Like we see all the time, trying to get Lando Norris this world championship. They put him in front of Piastri at the end of this race. We had a caution late.
Are we talking about the VSC?
Oh yeah, the VSC. Yes. Lead us
with
off with
Hulkenberg?
That. Yes, lead off with that. No,
how they waited
until after the pass. Yep.
40 seconds after to put the VSC out after.
Whoa. The broadcast said he might make it when his car was stopped. They said he might make it even though his car was stopped. I
want to see your passport right now, sir. What flag is on it?
There was a chance that Hulkenberg himself was going to go to the back of that car, start it up, get to the part where he needed to park it, and then get out of the car again.
Yeah.
What the hell? They were like, oh, Hulkenberg's slow on the track, and
he can just walk it out. Walk it off, brother. Walk it off.
Oh, if he stops there, they might have time to get it. No time to get him. Yeah, throw the virtual safety car. Come on.
So yeah, that basically hands Lando Norris the win in the sprint race. Piastri P2. Verstappen crossed P3, but he had maybe you can allude on this a little bit here, Tom. What happened to Verstappen post race with the 5-second penalty? I can't remember exactly what it was, but basically Leclerc finished P3. Verstappen got relegated back a few positions.
I don't know. It's probably because of the flag on his passport. Here's the deal. All right? Lando Norris fans, I am officially upgrading you to the most toxic platform on social media. You have passed. You have surpassed Lewis Hamilton fans.
Haley Deegan.
Haley Deegan. You guys are on top of the board. Congratulations on being cancer. You guys are terrible.
Garbage.
You guys are awful. You know
what?
Like
I said, they sit there with their freaking mouths open watching the TV.
You know that one South Park You know that one South Park episode where they got this really fat dude on the computer desk and he's sitting there playing World of Warcraft?
Yeah. World of Warcraft.
And then he's like,
yeah.
Mountain Dew.
Lando Norris fans on X, that is you. That is you.
I can't stand them.
You guys are cancer.
That's all that pops up in my feed anymore, and I can't stand it. They're just so freaking ridiculous, man.
And you know what the crazy thing is? Their handles are like LN4 fan.
Yeah.
Or LN4 forever. Or like
Lando.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you guys want to be cancer.
Yeah, dude. McLaren, I'm Lando.
You have Zach Brown, and you have Lando Norris. And then you have Oscar Piastri just out there doing his thing. And then
he
keeps getting shafted.
Yeah.
Keeps getting shafted. Oh yeah,
LN4 knee pads.
I can't wait for the 12 days of motorsports Christmas this year, dude. That's gonna be so much fun. But yeah, that was ridiculous. But whatever. Lando Norris fans, you can keep your mouths open because we already know what happened in the Grand Prix. We'll talk about that after we talk about the World
What
Endurance
didn't happen in the
Championship
Grand Prix? My
season
God.
finale. Oh man, I can't wait to talk about it. But we do have to do the World Endurance Championship finale at Bahrain, the 8 hours of Bahrain. Tom called it. The number 8 Toyota. They qualified on pole and won the race. And the Constructors Championship all in one race. Good stuff, Tom. Great call on that one.
I called it. I said the only person to beat Porsche would be Toyota.
And they did it.
Freaking got it right, boys. I got it right. I got it right.
I can't believe they did it. I mean, it didn't come without controversy, though, because they spun early. Lost about 5 or 6 positions.
Yep.
What a strategy by Toyota. In a car that got BOP'd to the freaking ground. The GR 10 is completely trash now. Drove back through the field with strategy, had the pace, and were able to win this race. Toyota, honestly,
insane.
This has got to be one of the greatest championship seasons in sports car history with what happened to Toyota this year.
It's the greatest drive after conspiracy to put this car in the ground.
Oh my goodness.
It really is.
Conspiracy, tinfoil hat, freaking fraud, whatever you want to say. They were conspiracized against this year in every facet of the word conspiracy. And for them to overcome all of that in the championship race after early issues getting spinning out, losing all those positions, driving back to the field with the strategy with an underpowered car to claim the Constructors Championship, hats off to Toyota, man. Hats off to freaking Toyota, dude. I've been pulling for them all year after that freaking stupid BOP. Couldn't beat them. So let's put them in the ground, and they still beat you. Beat you. World Endurance Championship FIA, a little bit of that.
One more on top of that, Jay. Right on top of that, where did Peugeot finish, baby?
Yes.
Where did Peugeot finish? P3, baby. P3. We got the podium. We got the podium, baby. Let's go. Yes.
Oh,
what
man.
a freaking weekend for WEC, dude. What a freaking weekend.
What a weekend, not only for WEC, but what a weekend for the French people, man.
Yes, exactly.
After an embarrassing 2024 Olympics, man, they bounced back, didn't they?
Oh, man.
We'll talk about that more, but damn, France needs a shout out this week, man. Peugeot, P3.
What a better way to give France a shout out? That'd be a good transition into the F1 race. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. We've been doing this a while. Episode 95. Oh man.
Hey, do you know what else has a podium from the Olympics? F1 race.
Dallas.
Dunk on him, Dallas.
Why? Stop inviting me on here. Stop inviting me on here.
Dunk on him, Dallas.
Oh man, I want to talk about, though, before we end off with the World Endurance Championship, we got to talk about the GT3 battle at the end of this race. We had Aston with the Heart of Racing team. We had one of the Ferrari teams up there. We had the Iron Dames. I mean, we're 3 wide into turn 1 at one point. There's like 5 or 6 of them within a second of each other battling. Damn, that was a good part of this race. What a battle. Iron Dames obviously got on the bad end of that deal. They were on the outside of the 3 wide, got shuffled back to P6. Unfortunate, super unfortunate. And we talked about that a lot last week. If you guys want to know more about Iron Dames and our opinions and everything, we went pretty in depth with it on last week's episode. But I picked them as my dark horse. I was really optimistic, and then towards the end of this race, it just didn't work out. But Ferrari dominates GT3 in this race. They end up going to cross the checker flag first. Shout out to Manthey, or Manti, or however you want to say it, whatever the Europeans say. Manti. I say Manthey because I'm American, and I speak English because I'm American. But Manthey in the number 92 Porsche, they end up winning the drivers and constructors title with Malikin, Sturm, and Bachler behind the wheel. Congratulations to them. And then the 55 Ferrari, like I said, they win the race with Henu, Mann, and Rivera. They end up winning this race. And then congratulations to Porsche for the driver's title with Latour, Estre, and Vanthor. And unfortunately, like we talked about at the beginning of this podcast, Tom, 2/3 of that driver's championship in the World Endurance Championship is axed by Porsche. What? And they bring back Jomine, Nazar, and Tandy? What?
Look, I have a brag here, okay? I have a brag. I didn't choose Porsche one freaking time this year because they're a bunch of scumbags. They're scumbags. I didn't choose Porsche one time. I didn't. I knew they were scumbags. Go Toyota. Go Peugeot. Let's go.
Can you imagine that'd be the
Aston.
biggest slap in the face if Toyota goes and picks up Latour and Vanthor?
Send it, brother.
I would do it. I'd do it. Just to
slap the money right on that cheek and let it ride.
Let it ride. I mean, so with the rules in World Endurance Championship, right? You have to run the same concept for 3 straight years. Toyota's hit the 3-year. Same with Peugeot. They both hit the 3-year capacity on the cars that they currently have. The GRO 10 and the Peugeot R8 or whatever.
The junk box number 1. Like
the 9X8. The 9X8. That's where I was going with that. Those 2 cars are outdated now. Are they able to go and build a new car for 2025? Do we see that over the next few months?
This thing is freaking beautiful, okay? But it ain't worth a shit. This thing can't race worth a damn, and I hope to God they do something moving forward.
We need the 9X9.
Well,
we just need to
call
scrap
911 if it doesn't work. You know what? 9X11 if it's a piece of junk. Because we need some help.
Yeah, I agree. I would like to see next year. We'll do that definitely in the offseason. We'll have a whole WEC and IMSA season preview with the endless amount of changes coming in 2025. I can't wait to talk about that this offseason. We'll have a full podcast breakdown of it. But do we see over the next month or so, do we see a new Toyota or new Peugeot hypercar? I don't know. We're going to find out soon. The 3-year deal's up.
They were already testing with a rear wing on the Peugeot this year.
Yeah.
So, there's already we know there's going to be a rear wing with the Peugeot. We don't know what's going on with Toyota. They're going to be super secretive. I mean, that's how they are anyways.
Right.
So, I don't know. We'll see what they do.
I just want to end off the World Endurance Championship segment with what a great season we had, man. We had so many different winners. We saw the Factory Works team with Ferrari end up winning a Grand Prix an endurance race this year. Toyota won their share of races. Porsche was consistent all year. Cadillac had its moments. 24-hour Le Mans was amazing this year with 5 different manufacturers having a chance.
Peugeot in the first race of the year.
Yes. Would have had a podium without the fueling issue that they had, which was unfortunate. I mean, there's just so many great moments. Even in GT3, we saw some great moments. We saw at the beginning of the year, BMW get hit with a big BOP. The end of the year, they started to strive. I'm surprised they were a non-factor at Bahrain, to be honest with you. Me and Tom came on here last week and bragged that BMW was going to win this race. And they were dog water, dude.
They were.
I mean, the amount of BOPs they had to endure this year, unbelievable. Toyota, like we mentioned, hypercar, they were still competitive, even being completely driven to the ground. Ferrari made a step up this year. They win Le Mans back-to-back with a different car this year, but the same thing. Their works team wins a race. Porsche, consistent all year. Aston Martin turned up at the end of the year as well. We saw that all year long as they started off.
We saw that at Le Mans, really.
Yeah, exactly. And then shout out to, I guess I'm going to give a bad grade to Alpine. Alpine was just, or not Alpine, BMW. BMW, what a complete downgrade BMW took this year. Abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. I'm excited to see what they can do in 2025 because 2024, I'm sure any BMW fans or BMW people out there are probably regretting this year because it was terrible. Alpine definitely had some ups and downs this year. I remember 24-hour Le Mans, they ran the first 4 hours in the top 5, and then they found a way to ruin that race for themselves. But there's just so many great moments this year for the World Endurance Championship. What a great season. What a great year. And I'm excited for 2025, and I'm excited to break it down with you guys this offseason. Preview it for you guys because I think 2025 we might have jumped the gun a year early there, Tom.
We did.
We were in the golden era of motorsports.
It's true.
I think next year's the year.
I'll say it right now. 2024, maybe the worst ever. Maybe I don't know. We're gonna make it better. Make racing great again.
I love it. All right, Tom. Let's get into the Brazilian Grand Prix, and I think you should lead us off with this one, man. Because my God, what a race this was!
What did I say last week? If rain hits, it is going to be legendary. And my God, were we served one of the best F1 races
all time.
in history, all time. I want to start this off by saying, wow, did Max Verstappen get screwed in qualifying? Right? You know what? We don't even need to go into it. Even Max said it doesn't even matter. Right? We go into the race. Max Verstappen starts P17. P17 in the first lap, +6 positions. +6! That's insane! We're talking about insane stats here. Okay? Sergio Perez, I mean, we might as well call him the Kamala Harris of the F1 series. Just terrible. It's bad. You know what? We're moving forward with Red Bull says we're moving forward with Max Verstappen. It's the best maybe ever. I don't know, but moving forward, we're going with that number 1 car. And holy cow, did we see a display of absolute raw driver talent. You can't even deny it. Hamilton even said that was probably the greatest display of racing he's ever seen in his career. But what is the main talking point here? Let's talk about the main talking point. Max Verstappen was impressive, but you want to know what's even more impressive? Let's talk about it. There's 2 things here I'm going to pop off with Lance Stroll. Coming onto the formation lap.
Oh my god.
What does he do? Junks the car. And then, after he junks the car, he backs it up and he's like, you know what? I'm going to drive it through the gravel because, I don't know, race hell, praise Dale. He puts that thing in through the gravel and he gets it stuck after he gets it out of the barriers. What a G. Put that guy on the top 10 do not do list. Bonehead move of the week. Come on. Let's hear it. Of the year.
Oh my
And then on top of that, let's talk about the race start here. LN4 Nation, let's hear it. He loses into turn 1 again. And my God, Lando Norris, the absolute choke of turn 1, the number 1 enemy to that number 4 car, McLaren, is turn 1. That guy can't hold on to anything. I mean, I'm surprised this guy got through his adolescent ages. You know, I mean, this guy just continues to prove that turn 1 and simple tasks in this man's life is just not even feasible. This guy and turn 1, worst enemies maybe ever. I don't know, but you know what? It's the truth. Turn 1, once again, Russell goes right by him, and he continues to lead the race until when? Max Verstappen and the Dutch Mafia comes along, and he gets himself all the way up there, not until any of the dramas that happens with the VSC. Let's talk about it, Jay. Nico Hulkenberg, Big Daddy FIA, let's call it.
I mean, he got stuck on the berm. I mean, how did he high center it like that? That was insane.
And then on top of that, employees of the FIA say, oh yeah, let's push this guy off of the berm. It's gonna be okay. DSQ for Nico Hulkenberg. Hulkmania is over for Brazil. Are you kidding me?
The first mid-race disqualification since like the 90s, too.
That's right.
It was
actually
stupid, man. It was so dumb, dude. Why did the
FIA
officials push him?
Hold on. You're telling me that the marshals of the race don't even know the rules? We got a problem. Are we talking about Big Daddy NASCAR or are we talking about Big Daddy FIA?
Big Daddy FIA. I mean, that is just a bad look. I mean, if you look at it from the perspective of a racing fan, then let's just take it into the Lando can't go Lando fans, right? These fans don't know shit about F1, right? These guys are freaking idiots to begin with. Imagine being in their shoes, watching that happen and trying to understand how he got disqualified. Because the marshals pushed him.
You want to know one thing here, Jay? Look, again, this may be the worst maybe ever, I don't know, but look, the FIA employees went out there without any hand gestures from Nico Hulkenberg.
Yeah.
They went out there and they pushed the car back. A great car, one of the best in the entire world, maybe, possibly, I don't know, but they went out there and they pushed the car back, and they did it because they thought it was what was best for the race. And you know what? They may be bad, maybe, I don't know, but look, the FIA here is bad. It's bad, it's a bunch of fake news. The marshals here, they are okay. I can't do it anymore. But look,
killing me.
I have to. It's election night. But look, all right. So the marshals here are the bad guys. Nico Hulkenberg is not penalized. The FIA themselves don't take it out on Nico Hulkenberg. That is crap. My opinion. You know what, Jay? I'm gonna go a little bit off script here. Dallas, what do you think?
Well, I think the FIA is very corrupt, like the DOJ. It's very. I think I was shopping at Walmart when this happened. I had to do something, so like I caught part of it, and they're like, "Well, he got disqualified." I'm like, "How do you get disqualified in the middle of the race?" I'm like, "What?" And then I went and saw that they like pushed the car, and I'm like, he has to know, like, you have to know they can't touch the car. Like Hulkenberg has to be like, absolutely not, do not touch this car. So like, kind of is on him to like not let him do it, but at the same time, like,
he should have just got out and started throwing hands.
Dude, I can't. He should have.
This is the same FIA that told George Russell when Zhou was upside down on the other side of a fence because he flipped dick at the British Grand Prix that he's not allowed to continue racing because George Russell stopped his car and got out because he wanted to make sure that the guy who just flipped over the top of his goddamn halo was still alive. And they're just like, "Oh no, you got out of your car, you're done."
And this is the same FIA that the one race can't go Lando, jumps the restart, and gets a fantastic restart. Holy shit, it's the fucking sky is falling. They tell him that he didn't jump the restart when they had 18 video angle cameras that he did. I mean, the FIA is a joke. It's a joke. An absolute joke. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Maybe the best. Maybe ever. I don't know.
We'll find out. Lots of great people. Great people. Not so great organization.
The FIA, they just have concepts of rules.
One thing you did bring up, Tom. What a masterclass by Max Verstappen. I mean, this dude is an absolute freaking Chad. I mean, he was passing guys lap after lap after lap, just continually driving his way through the field. If you don't think Max Verstappen is the greatest driver on planet Earth as of today, November 5th, 2024, then you are a moron. I mean, he is the greatest driver in the world.
Let's look at the stats here, Jay. They had the third best car here at Brazil.
Facts.
Right? This man starts P17, and by midway of the race, he's already at the front. That's insane. But I think what we really need to talk about here, Jay, is Alpine.
Yes.
Let's talk about Alpine.
Yes, I love Alpine. Yes. So Alpine, with all the shenanigans going on, so like we saw lots of guys wreck, right? We talked about Lance Stroll obviously having his issues, but what was it? Behrman, he ended up having an incident off wall. Sainz ended up having an incident going off track. There was lots of people having issues, but the shining light of this race to me, like Tom said, was Alpine. Maybe with a little bit off strategy, but Ocon and Gasly found themselves in legitimate P1, P2 positions at one point in this race. Who would have thought that, Tom? I mean, honestly, Alpine has been dumpster this year. I know Tom's a pretty big Pierre Gasly fan. I'm a pretty big Ocon fan. It was awesome to see, man. It was so awesome.
But Jay, just like, I mean, I'm pretty sure we've talked about this multiple times here. The rain brings out the best drivers.
Yes.
It really does. And it brings out the best teams. Even though you might not have the best cars, okay? The teams who fight the hardest and the drivers with the most raw talent will rise to the occasion. And that is what we saw on Sunday morning. I mean, what we saw was absolutely incredible from the Alpine standpoint. Look, there was so many points of interest here for this F1 race. It was absolutely insane. Seriously, we saw Alpine actually leading laps with pace. confirmed through Max Verstappen at the end of the race. Max Verstappen said he was happy to settle with P2. He was happy with it. He found an opportunity. He took it. He passed Ocon for the lead.
Right into turn one,
that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is Max Verstappen fully believed that he could not pass Alpine. Second off, they were holding off Max Verstappen on the long runs. Verstappen was going off to a 4-second gap between himself and Ocon. First and second place. That's insane. Max Verstappen leads all drivers in raw talent in any type of race condition, especially wet conditions. Max Verstappen is the best driver on the grid right now, and he couldn't even catch Ocon in one of the worst cars on the grid. That is insane. That's insane.
What have we said for the last few years, Tom? The 5 best drivers in F1. It's Verstappen, Sainz, Ocon, Gasly, and then Piastri. I mean, I think those are 5 best in the grid right now. And we saw it. Those are the drivers that cycled to the front of the
Well,
minus Sainz. Sainz had his issues, but that's what we've been saying. The rain was going to make this race amazing, and it did. It made this race freaking amazing. Alpine, P2, P3, both on the podium. The most points they scored all year. I mean, as an Ocon fan, I was kind of devastated when Verstappen went by. I'm not going to lie. I was pretty devastated. But P2, man, after what we've seen this year, I'll take it, man. I'll freaking take it, dude.
Also, one more thing, since we're talking about the end of the race here. Ocon and Gasly, them coming together for the benefit of the team. They came together, even putting their differences aside.
Yes.
They
Which
came
we
together.
know there's lots of differences between.
Oh yeah, that is
we can get into that. That's a whole episode right there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is a huge a rivalry just right
Since
there.
they were
That's,
kids.
That goes beyond team orders. That goes beyond the same car they're driving. All right, but they came together. They put on an amazing interview. They put on an amazing race. They worked together to get these points for Team Alpine. And that speaks absolute volumes to who they are, what they are, and the type of race cars that they are, race car drivers that they are. It was actually just, it was, you know, it really, it really was. I mean, it was poetic justice. It was a way to actually step back and look at, you know, how you live your life, because that right there was just incredible what they were able to do. They came together at the end for, you know, a common goal, and it seriously was just beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yeah, last thing I want to talk about with the F1 race, and because the L4 Orlando fans, I just want to say, at the end of this race with all those safety cars, and into turn 1, like Tom said, can't go Lando. Into turn 1 is his worst enemy of all time. How many times have we seen Lando lose multiple positions on these late race restarts? Right? It was embarrassing.
Hey, you guys want to see something? Bad. You guys want to see something? I came up with the Lando Norris dance. You want to hear it? Or you want to see it? It goes like this.
I thought that I thought that was the Trump dance.
Oh, I love it. Oh, man. Lando Norris was an absolute clown in this race. They had to pull team orders at the end of this race just to allow Piastri to give up a position to Lando so Lando can maximize points. If it was, in my opinion, I think the World Championship's over. Max Verstappen, this race in Brazil, I think he 100% sealed this World Championship. In a race with weather conditions, with shenanigans going on, with all the safety cars, the different people he had to race with, the position he started in, the absolute drive that Max Verstappen did this weekend, I think he completely locks in this World Championship. And as points stand, Verstappen is 62 points ahead of Norris, which I honestly think it's over. Unless craziness, we've seen it before, but I think unless absolute mayhem happens, I think Verstappen wins this World Championship. Leclerc 86 back, I think he's out as well. For the constructors, McLaren is 36 up on Ferrari, so the gap is kind of leveled out there, and obviously Red Bull 49 back. unless Ferrari completely does what I expect them to do at the end of this year, which is dominate towards the end of this season, because I don't think we're going to see rain in Vegas. We're not going to see any weird stuff in Vegas. They can avoid the manhole covers, and they'll be fine. Then we go to, Qatar. I think Ferrari will be the fastest there, and I think Abu Dhabi as well, like we saw last year. I think Ferrari is going to secure this world champion, or the Constructors' Championship. Do you think I'm off course here, Dallas, or anything that I just said? Do you think Verstappen's got this in the bag?
Ferrari's weird because you just don't know if Sainz is going to step on his dick or if Leclerc is going to step on his dick. Ferrari just finds the way to kick themselves in the nuts at the end of the day. It seems like week in and week out.
Okay, but let's. Sorry, I'm coming back into here and I'm just taking the spotlight. I'm sorry, but
you are the spotlight, the best spotlight, the biggest spotlight.
But let's talk about the normal cycle of Ferrari here.
Yeah,
it's got to be without rain for it to make us look smart.
100%, yeah.
Well, you're going to the Middle East for 2 of your races, so there's not going to be any rain.
Vegas. It's not going to rain in Vegas. It's a freaking desert, so yeah.
We're
going to the most desolate places we could go to then this season.
Hell yeah, brother.
Alrighty.
Here's what I do know. Yeah, one more thing here. Here's what I do know. Lando Norris is going to win turn 1 into Vegas.
What was it last year?
That's a
turn
joke.
12, he ate the wall.
Well, let's not go that far.
Again. I think we can see it again.
Here, I'm going to act like a typical Lando Norris fan. You're just you don't even watch F1.
You're freaking dodging into my feelings.
Yeah. Wait, hang on. This is an actual audio clip from a Lando Norris fan.
There it is. That's typical Lando Norris fan 8.1.
To that I say GG. Next.
Yep. All right, it's time. We've waited long enough, but it's time to talk about the NASCAR series, the Xfinity 500, the Cup Series. I don't even really want to talk about the race. Let's just go over it. Elliott stage 1, Keselowski stage 2. Bell spins early.
Hocevar wrecking every single car in the field. It's just like Hocevar. Hocevar had the don't give a shit tour. Got his shit straight, and then
did somebody say Corey LaJoy?
No, it's 7. It's Hocevar this week. It's Hos and Carcevar.
Wait, you're talking about Ross Chastain circa 2022?
Yes, that's Hocevar. Literally took out all of his vengeance in one race. I mean, he literally.
I'm a fan.
The field. I love it. Yeah, no, I'm here for it. And I think it was poetic justice that Bowman was the one to finally just say, I'm tired of his shit. He was the one that dumped him. The one guy that just barely ever gets into any controversy. He's the one that says, nope, you've had enough dumping people today, buddy. You're done. Yeah, so let's talk about Christopher Bell early in this race. I know Tom picked him to win last podcast. Spins early. Was a non-factor all day long. With a huge points lead, non-factor all day long. How disappointing. How freaking disappointing, man. My championship pick doesn't show up for freaking Martinsville, man. And we thought it was going to be Byron. And it was the opposite. It was the complete opposite, Tom. What the hell happened to that 20 team, man? It was a disgrace.
Well, with that spin, even Chris Bell and his crew chief said they had some toe issues after that. And, they were fighting that for the rest of the race. Chris Bell was fast before the spin.
Yes.
And after that, it all went to hell. So
that put him in it, back against the wall. Really, where this race comes down to what we want to talk about, right? So, Elliott, Larson, they're at the front. Larson, I believe, is the leader. He is on a different strategy. Byron's on a different strategy. Elliott ends up getting by Larson late in the race. Larson was done. Blaney's charging late. It gets by Elliott. He ends up getting to the lead, wins the race. Blaney locks himself in. That was my pick last podcast. He gets it done. He locks himself in the championship for. Where the talking point begins is with 12 to go. And I texted you right when it happened, Tom. I was like, what the hell is Ross Chastain and Austin Dillon doing? Forming a barricade. I think, who was it? Was it Darren McCabe that posted it in the Nexus Discord with the white Bronco blocking the entire police department?
I think it was.
I mean, let's get into it. Dallas, what's your thoughts on Chastain and Dillon forming what obviously clearly looks like a blockade for a fellow Chevy teammate?
I do not want Hendrick Motorsports in the Final Four. So when I saw that Byron was losing ground and he had to lose one more spot, I was like, this is fantastic. And then I saw out of the corner of my eye the 3 car. And for the one time in my life that I wanted the 3 car to do 3 car things, he doesn't do it. And I'm like, I don't think he's going to pass him. And then I saw Ross Chastain flying up to the outside. And I was like, Ross Chastain might pass him because Ross Chastain does not give a shit. And then all of a sudden, Ross Chastain can't go fast. And I'm like, I looked at my wife, and this is before they even got side by side. I said, they are not going to let anybody pass William Byron. So, and sure enough, they played blockade, taking up 45 lanes on the interstate so that nobody can get around them to pass Byron. And I'm like, that's stupid. This is ridiculous. This is so blatant. This is Spingate from 2013. This is even worse than Spingate from 2013 because there's multiple teams. This is a manufacturer. This isn't MWR being like, you know what? Michael Waltrip's drunk as shit. He's like told everybody, yeah, you know what, guys, just go out there, fucking cause chaos. I want Martin Truex in there. No. Chevy obviously orchestrated this. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? This is ridiculous.
So what I texted Jay, and I believe is the quote of the night. I don't even know how I came up with this, but I'm just going to read it straight from the text message. I said, we need to write in Byron on the ballot for Minister of Defense. Jesus Christ.
I mean, he became the goddamn Ryan Newman of the Cup Series in like 12
Brother,
laps.
this is beyond Ryan Newman. Just kidding. That was 100%
straight up fucking clogging the artery.
if this was 3 cars ago, Keselowski from 2 cars back could have absolutely sent all of them in the corner. But you can't do that with this car. And Martinsville, which this tire, let's talk about the tire for a second. This tire was great. Martinsville is back. For a next-gen car and a short track.
Almost there.
Next-gen car and a short track. Martinsville was back. This was Martinsville as Martinsville should be, as good as it's going to get with this next-gen car. And I was like, this is great. You could pass on the outside. You could make moves.
Yes. Jay,
you can't go more than 2 wide, but you can make moves on the outside. So I was like, this is great.
Jay, we need to acknowledge the fact that this was a step in the right direction.
Oh, 100%. I'll agree with that. I think we're that close. We're that close.
Yes, absolutely. This tire. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's take it a step further than this. The cars were actually dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could see the rubber build up, the brake build up on the fenders.
It was a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
It was beautiful. What? I mean, look.
When you saw cars getting faster on the long run, which I enjoyed a lot of that. Blaney was probably the most obvious example to look at, but there was other cars that were moving through the long runs as well. So I really appreciated that. We need
when you got off strategy and you had different tires. Like look at what happened with Chase Elliott. He was off strategy. Cars passed him like he was standing still.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is even later on into the run. Tires mattered, and it was great. So you see Ross Chastain and Austin Dillon, who are catching up to Byron like he is standing still, and they don't pass him. What are we doing?
It's ridiculous.
So let me Chevy. What are we doing? Like seriously. Now let's not talk about the Christopher Bell thing yet. What are we doing that we're going to do this? It's an absolute shit stain on William Byron even being in the Final Four to Championship 4. And if William Byron wins it, it's gross. It's gross.
Well, you
Dallas,
made the best point, Dallas. I'll talk about that.
Let's talk about it, right? First off, let's talk about the situation surrounding the 24, and then we'll talk about the situation surrounding the 20. Because this is important, all right? We need to acknowledge the fact that there was a meeting with the manufacturer stating that there needs to be a Chevrolet in the Final Four.
Yes. Yes.
Chevrolet cannot. I mean, actually, you know what, Jay? We talked about a pre-podcast.
Yes,
I honestly believe Stephen Downton brought up a good point. He brought up a good point that GM has always had its hand in motorsports since the beginning of motorsports.
American motorsports.
Yes, thank you. American motorsports, thank you. You could see it. I mean, Steven started talking about it, and then I was like, man, you know what? He's right. Because, you know what? I even take it back to when I was in the truck series, helping out there. What is the first manufacturers that teams go to for a startup team?
Chevy.
It's Chevrolet. Why? Because they give them incentive. When I was in IndyCar and working in there, we switched to Chevrolet, and our merchandise sales went up like freaking crazy, man. It had nothing to do with Carlos Munoz or Connor Daly. It had everything to do with the bow tie on the side of the car. Everything. It had nothing to do with that. And the point that I'm getting to here is that Chevrolet is dominant in any form of motorsports now. And I'm starting to believe, in tinfoil hat moment, okay, I don't have mine here, but I will in future podcasts, okay? Half the reason why the FIA didn't allow Andretti to come in with Cadillac is because of that. It's because of that. And I again, tinfoil hat. I believe it. Actually, I do. And if you don't, that's fine. I have firsthand experience, and that's cool. Whatever. But Chevrolet was willing to sacrifice a Chevrolet to get a Chevrolet into the top 4. Think about that. What I just said. Think about it. Chevrolet was willing to sacrifice a Chevrolet to get a Chevrolet into the top 4.
Yeah.
Really think about that and really digest what that means. Seriously. There's so many more Chevrolets on track. There's so many more opportunities for Chevrolet to manipulate a race. There's so many more ways for Chevrolet to get into the top 4. Think about it. Just seriously take a step back and think about that. Because it matters. It matters to how this race played out. It matters to how Chevrolet specifically manipulated that race, and now how Chevrolet is in the Final 4.
No, I agree. And that kind of brings me to my next point is Dallas actually is the one that came up with this idea. I'm going to give him 100% credit because I freaking agree with it to the max extent. Why the hell are we not doing a championship 3? I mean, if you look back at past precedents here, right? Let's go back to Spingate. Let's turn the clock back. Let's go back.
This is worse than Spingate, by the way.
Yes,
this is worse than Spingate.
I agree. 100% agree. But what had happened at Spingate, right? Martin Truex Jr. benefited from everything that happened. He had nothing to do with it, but he benefits from everything that happened. They removed him from the playoffs. Why the hell does Byron get to stay in the playoffs? You know what I'm saying? Like, this should be the championship 3. Logano earned his way in with a win. Reddick earned his way in with a win. Blaney earned his way in with a win. Why not just this year make it a random championship 3? And this is without talking about Bell, which we're going to talk about that next, right? So Bell on the final lap, Bubba Wallace. I texted with like 35 to go, right? And I said Bubba Wallace needs to pit right now. I think I said that.
Yep.
Because I knew that race manipulation was going to happen at some point. I didn't know how it was going to play out, but I was like, why not start early, pit him now?
6 to go, he radios up and says, I think I have a tire going down.
A tire going down.
To nurse it. You stay to nurse it because you want to stay out on track and you want to keep as many spots as possible. What he should have done. So keep it
freaking pit.
Just pit.
Bubba Wallace has an issue, quote unquote issue, falls back. On the last lap, he falls back just enough for Bell to pass him, who decides to grenade it against the wall and stain it for half the wall. Why did Bubba, with like 2 laps to go, be like, I can't, there's a problem with his car, come down pit road, get a new set of tires, because now NASCAR can't go back and check that. He comes off the track. He mad to make a pit stop. Bell passes him. Doesn't have to worry about any of that. Bell's in. There's no controversy. Like,
it's
that was the biggest thing that bothered me with that.
Manipulation.
And then why did Bell do what he did at the last lap? But we could talk about how that should have been a penalty, should not have been a penalty. Toyota didn't need to do what they had to do if Chevy didn't do what they did. So they had to do something stupid because Chevy was playing games, and that was their only way of like, okay, well, you put us in the corner. Like, if they're gonna cheat, we gotta cheat type deal. So like, I really hate that they had to penalize Toyota, which Christopher Bell, why did he ride the wall? Why did he ride the wall? First off, you already passed him. You know he's not going to pass you again. He's the only car that can pass you. Bounce off the wall, get it going again, get it straight, and then take off.
Hold on. We brought a completely brand new tire to Martinsville, which was shedding so bad that in practice, a piece of rubber stuck open the throttle body or the butterfly valve on the throttle body for Denny Hamlin's car that he had to drive it into the wall. There was so much rubber on the upper side of that track that there is no way that Christopher Bell could have saved that car after he hit the marbles. There's no way.
You saw it on the final run too. You saw chunks of rubber like that big getting shot up on camera.
They even put it on the broadcast. Okay, he gets into the wall. He's already in the marbles. It's not coming off the wall. Here is my argument about that, okay? Even if he rode the wall, there was no positions gained throughout the corner. Even the entrance of the corner, Chris Bell was ahead of Bubba Wallace. In fact, he lost position because Bowman went by him. He lost position. There was no advantages gained, and if they want to call safety violations, the whole side of that car better be ripped off with the compression foam outside of the car, or outside of what's supposed to be installed on the right-hand side of that car. That is the only reason why they should be able to call a safety violation.
Well, this opens Pandora's box, because I remember when this rule first got initiated in 2023, I had a conversation with my dad. And he brought up a good point. He's like, are they just going to penalize anybody that blows a tire at any point of the race and gets up against the wall? We see it at Darlington
They set
all the
the precedent.
And
they set the precedent.
He said there was going to be a race that somebody was going to blow a tire and be against the wall, and maybe they get disqualified or not. Well, how many times have we seen it this year? Go back to, what was it? The guy that climbed out of his car and looked like he was hurt at like Kansas in the Xfinity race. Remember when he blew a tire and he rode the wall all the way around? Why did he not get a penalty? He should have. He rode the wall. He rode the wall.
You want to know why?
Or not, he rode the wall.
40th year anniversary Hendrick Motorsports. Facts. That is why.
Facts. And I'm not coming on here defending Christopher Bell. I'm not on here defending William Byron, but I said it. Dallas is the one. I'm giving him the full credit, and I 100% agree with what he said. Dallas is big brain moment here. Championship 3. And all the race manufacturing that happened, this should be the year we just draw if we're going to draw the line on boys have at it with Austin Dillon, right? If you guys watch the intro to this video, I'll play it again at the end, the meme of the week. Austin Dillon, earlier this year, you have to win a race to make the playoffs. So what did he do? He did everything in his power to win that race. Whether you like it or love it or hate it or not, he did what he had to do to win that race. But Bell did what he had to do to make the championship 4. Byron and Chevrolet did what they had to do to make the Final 4. If you're gonna set the precedent that you can't do that anymore with Austin Dillon, we set the precedent. The precedent is fucking set in stone and it's permanent. You cannot do whatever it takes to make the championship 4. Cannot do whatever it takes to win a race. Now you got to take these people out. You got to take them out. Bell should be out. Byron should be out. All of them should be out. Precedent's set. Precedent is fucking set, motherfucker. It's done. We've said it.
Byron, Chastain, Dillon, and Wallace should not only be fined a hefty amount, but should also be banned from racing in the championship race and the Daytona 500. You want to play games like that?
You're out. You're done.
There's consequences. And not only on top of that, the manufacturers should be fined as well. And I'm not talking about a $50,000 fine, $500,000 minimum. If you want to manipulate races like that, that's up to you, but you're going to pay the price.
Yes.
That is the only way to handle this, and that is the way moving forward that you will not get race manipulation anymore.
They Chevy will write out a $500,000 check if it means one of their cars has a chance at a championship, though.
That's fine.
Chevy
That's good for
no
them.
Yeah, if
but
they
the
wanna pay it.
Chevrolet should not be in the Final Four.
No.
I don't disagree with you. I don't.
You want to play games? You're not going to make the Final Four. I don't care if it's Larson. I don't care if it's Byron. I don't care if it's Bowman or Elliott. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care if it's the frickin' Messiah that comes onto the Earth's soil, that comes onto the NASCAR circuit and tries to race into the Final Four. You are not making it. You made your bed, and now you got to lay in it.
Facts.
Nobody is innocent. That is the biggest point of this. This, nobody is innocent. Toyota's not innocent.
Nope.
Chevrolet's not innocent. Bell is not innocent. 2311's not innocent. Hendrick's not innocent. Trackhouse isn't innocent. RCR is not innocent. Byron's not innocent.
NASCAR ain't innocent. Because NASCAR doesn't want to have the integrity.
They set the precedent. They strayed from the integrity that they set. And they aren't even following the path that they made. That right there is like, that's like saying, I don't know, that is the ultimate gaslighting that you can give your own fans. That is sad.
Facts. I don't even want to talk about it anymore because it pisses me off that much. I feel like we said everything we needed to say. I mean, the precedent's set. We didn't follow the precedent. We're making up shit as we go. This is typical NASCAR. NASCAR's death was this weekend, in my opinion. I say let's jump into driver bonehead of the week. Then we'll go into race previews for this weekend, and we'll do for the Truck Series and Xfinity Cup. I want to do who we're gonna pick for the championship. No race winners, no dark horses, nothing like that. We're just gonna do our championship picks. But we're going to give a reason why they cannot win this year's championship, all 4 drivers in all 4 series. So first off, let's do driver of the week. Myatt Snyder, P10 in the Xfinity Series. I think we talked about it last week, Tom. Great job by him, man. That's awesome.
Wait,
I think the last time
Myatt Snyder was racing?
Yeah, dude.
DGM.
Last time we saw him, he got CTE when Austin Hill punched him in the face. So I'm glad he got back in the Xfinity
And that was
Series.
at Martinsville too.
Yeah. So good job by Myatt Snyder.
I didn't even know he was racing.
And then obviously Esteban Ocon P2, Pierre Gasly P3. They need the biggest ovation this week. I would love to see the love that those guys get this weekend in the poll. Bonehead, Sam Mayer, dumping Parker Retzlaff. I'm gonna nominate this because just purely for the reason that I feel bad for Parker. I don't put blame on any of them, but we just got to nominate somebody. I feel like I want to see if this guy gets traction. Lance Stroll, I hope this one wins. What a freaking moron this guy is. Formation lap crash. I hope he wins the poll. And then the last one, I'm going to nominate Hosen Carcevar. Cannonball mode in the Cup Series. What an absolute clown he was this weekend. And I love how the guy that wrecks nobody and has no controversies. Alrighty. Let's do it. This previews for this weekend's races. The Truck Series, Xfinity Series, the Cup Series Championship weekend at Phoenix. Wallich behind the number 1 Tricon truck. Marco Andretti behind the 04 Roper machine. Connor Mosack behind the number 7 Spire. Frankie Muniz behind the number 27 Rayon Brothers. And then Stephen Parsons making a Truck Series start with Nice in the 44. Xfinity, Daniel Dye back behind the number 10 Colleague machine. Swalich and Almirola and JGR Toyotas. Jeffrey Earnhardt with Sam Hunt Racing. And Stephen Parsons making an Xfinity start with Alpha Prime. And then Zilich is in the field with Junior Motorsports. Cup Series, we got a full 40-car entry filled this week. Kaz Gralla with Rick Rowe Racing in the 15. Derek Krause in the 16 Colleague. JJ Yaley with the 44 NY Racing. Jeb Burton in the number 50 Amerivet. I don't even know what team this is.
Amerivet.
Yeah, so he's going to be making a start this weekend.
It's the old MBM.
Oh, it's old MBM. Well, MBM 66 Fincham. I guess not MBM anymore, but it's same type of situation.
Is that what? Yeah, I think that's what the 50 is the old MBM. I want to say that's what it was, right?
I believe so. If I'm not wrong. I don't know.
Is Norm Benning racing?
No, Norm Benning. And then Jimmy Johnson, old JJ, is making a start with Legacy Motor Club this weekend. All right.
Norm Benning has Connor Jones to thank for being able to race at Martinsville.
Hell yeah.
Because if Connor
Yeah,
Jones
if he
didn't
didn't
get
have
suspended, that spot wouldn't have opened up for Johnny Sauter to get moved, and then Norm Benning wouldn't have made the field. So Norm Benning is a big fan of whatever the hell that guy's
We're
doing.
talking about one of the biggest legends ever. Maybe, I don't know. Norm Benning, Eldora.
Alrighty. Alrighty. So here's how it's gonna go, guys. We're gonna go over each one of these races. I'm gonna name a driver, and each one of you is gonna give a reason why they can't or can't win this championship, and then you're ultimately gonna give us your pick. So I will at the end. So I'll start off Grant Enfinger. A reason why Grant Enfinger wins this championship. He's got all the momentum. He's running out of time. Tom picked him at the beginning of the season. He's going to win this damn championship, baby. Well, hell or high water. He's getting revenge. Enfinger wins this championship. Why he can't win this championship is if any more of that BS crap NASCAR BDN shit they always pull at the end of these races. Throwing stupid cautions at the wrong freaking time. That's the only reason Enfinger doesn't win this championship. Tom, why does he win? Why doesn't he?
Well, you already chose my pick there, Jay. I'm going to go Enfinger, baby. He's going to win the championship. The only reason why he doesn't win the championship, first year, new team, one-card team. They don't have a lot of data. They're going to be behind the ball. They're only going to be having what Enfinger has to say on what his run was like last year. And that's really it. Like Jay said, I chose him from the beginning. I'm a believer. I think Enfinger is obviously a career politician in the Truck Series. He's not going to go anywhere else. He's kind of a loser in the regards of that. But regardless, I think he can win the championship. And I think that there's going to be lots of drama. Let's think about it. Taylor Gray, Christian Eckes. I don't think Eckes has a shot. I think he's got Taylor Gray to worry about. And I think that makes it a 3-car battle. Who are the other guys? Who even cares? It's Grant Enfinger.
I got nothing. I want Enfinger to win. I want revenge from last year from Kosten Harsavar and Harson Kosovar, whatever that twat's name is. I really like Carson Hocevar, so I really want to say that. But whatever him and Heim Time got into last year to kind of screw him out of championship now. Enfinger's winning, the son of a bitch. Let's go Enfinger.
Hell yeah. All right, so the other drivers, obviously we're all in obviously decided Enfinger's going to win the championship. But we have to give a reason why Eckes wins this championship. Eckes, I believe he can win this championship with the raw speed that he's had all season long. The reason he won't win this championship is because of the drama he started at Martinsville.
Christian Eckes is only good at short tracks, and you know what? It's a short track, but it's not going to matter. Taylor Gray's going to take out the garbage come Friday night, and it's over. Enfinger still is going to be able to eat late game. It's not going to be early game. Enfinger is going to take this race end game.
I got to get going, actually, guys. I'm going to hop off. But
hell yeah,
Heim hasn't been relevant. Majeski can't. He's not clutch. And then I think Eckes is too much baggage. So that's why I'm going with Enfinger and why those guys won't.
Well, give us your Xfinity champion and your Cup champion before you go.
I want Custer or Allgaier. I want Custer kind of as a nephew to Chandler Smith, but I really want Allgaier to get his championship. I don't. If Austin Hill wins the championship, I might just burn my house down. I don't know. Austin Hill championship would be a disgrace to the Xfinity Series. Allmendinger, I guess, would be like, okay. I don't think he deserves to be a champion. I would like Justin Allgaier, and if not, then Cole Custer. And then Cup Series, Reddick, he's my boy. If not, our second guy is Logano. And then if Logano and Reddick can't, Blaney. I'd love for Blaney to go back to back. Fuck William Byron. Fuck Hendrick Motorsports. If that happens, there's a big problem. Also, right before I leave, can we talk about how there's been there's been late race manipulation, and both times the 24 car has been the one to benefit for it?
Facts.
I mean, Jeff Gordon with Spin Gate, William Byron with Martinsville Gate. I don't know what we call it. Block Gate.
Dropping the hard hammer here.
I mean, the Daytona 500 this year.
The fix is in, boys. The fix is in. William Byron, I guess, is winning the championship.
Yeah, it's a
guarantee. No, I want Reddick. That's the only one I want this weekend. If I can't get anything else, I want Reddick. Oh man, Big F you to NASCAR. Hey, we're suing you. By the way, give me the trophy. Yeah, that's right. You got to give me that trophy. That would be the biggest F you to NASCAR. That would be the perfect way to cap off this hellacious last 2 weeks of the season. So that's all I got.
Hell
You
yeah.
boys have a
Hell
good
yeah,
rest of your
brother.
podcast.
Heck yeah, Dallas. Hopefully we see you this
Hell
weekend.
yeah,
The watch
brother.
parties. Dallas.
I
making
can't make
another
promises Friday night, but I
inaugural
might
start.
try to make an appearance on the other two for a little bit.
Hell yeah,
Hell
brother.
yeah. Thank you, Dallas,
Oh, yeah.
again for joining us. And hopefully you have a
You're
good
welcome.
evening, man.
Peace out, boys.
Later.
All right, let me fix the cams real quick. All righty. Let me turn off the triple cams. All right, so we did Ekis. Heim. He's been the best driver all year long. Probably a deserving champion. The reason he doesn't is because he doesn't have that clutch factor that it's going to take at the end of this race.
Yeah, I think Heim's a great driver. Don't get me wrong, but you know what? I think that these other drivers, I mean, especially Enfinger, has just shown up in times where it is so important to show up at. I mean, obviously, this is probably the biggest race of all four of these guys' careers. They can go out there, they can do something, but I honestly believe Heim just doesn't have what Enfinger has. Enfinger has the chill that he needs in order to run that race like what he needs to run. And Heim, yeah, he's young. He's got a lot of races in front of him. He's got a lot of Final Fours in front of him. But I still think that experience means the most when it comes to these Final Four races. Heim didn't get a lot of that experience last year. He got caught up in his own drama, and between him and Carson Hocevar, and you know what? He absolutely lost his shit, and it proved detrimental to him. And I think that set him back another year. This is going to be another year for Heim, and if he wins this race, it's going to be a surprise.
There you go. And then Majeski, the final one. This is bread and butter. Short track racing. He's lost 2 in a row now. Can the third year be the charm? That'd be the reason he would win it with the third year's a charm luck. Why he doesn't? They haven't had the speed all year. Thor Sport's been dumpster. I mean, there's just nothing else you can say about it.
Majeski is not clutch. That team is not clutch. You have to have everything go right at Phoenix to win the championship. He is not clutch right now, although it is a short track. Let's be honest with ourselves. That's where Majeski is absolutely on fire. But you know what? There's so many more things, so many cons against this guy than pros. It's hard to choose him. It's so hard to choose him. That's the reason why I'm going to Enfinger. He's got the experience. He's got the chill. He's got the clutch. He's got everything he needs.
Yeah.
The momentum. The only thing that Enfinger doesn't have for him is that he is in a new team and one car team. He's got a lot against him, but experience goes far. I just don't think Majeski has got it, and I think it's not his fault. It's not his fault. I just think more of it goes towards Enfinger than any other driver right now.
All right, Xfinity Series. Let's start with AJ Allmendinger. Why he can win this championship. I think that Allgaier's got nothing to lose. He's not going to be running Xfinity probably anymore for the rest of his career. I think this is his last hurrah. I think that he's gonna go balls to walls, go for this win. Why he doesn't? Colleague. I don't think you need to say anything more. It's colleague, dude.
How he wins this race? Well-timed caution, great strategy, and that is it. Pace ain't gonna be a damn thing. Driver talent ain't gonna be a damn thing. And the reason why he's gonna lose this race? Colleague.
All right, next is Austin Hill. Why he can win this championship? It's because they've still got that information they got from Gibbs. They're going to use that to all their likeness. The reason he doesn't win is because it's frickin' Austin Hill. He's the Denny Hamlin, too big of a head. He's going to do something stupid at the end of this race. He's going to lose his cool. He's not going to be able to contend with those winners at the end of this race. He's going to lose them at the end of the race, fall backwards, and it's over.
Austin Hill, he's going to win this race by the grace of God, and the reason why is because he's Austin Hill.
All right, the next one is Cole Custer. Back-to-back champion. I think it could happen. He's been the most consistent guy all season long. He's been consistent up front. I think he's a favorite going in, and if he doesn't win, it's an upset. And that's the reason he would lose, is also with an upset.
Cole Custer's going to win this race because he has speed everywhere. He's got a great team behind him. That team is closing down. They're opening a new team. He's going to Cup next year. Kind of, what does he have to lose? He's going out there. He's going to do the best that he can do. And because he's not racing in the Xfinity next year, he's going to Haas Racing Team in the Cup Series. Cole Custer has an absolute chance of stealing this Xfinity Championship and rolling away with it. The reason why he's not going to win is because of Stewart Haas. I think Cole's got the will, he's got the want, and he's got the talent. And the only reason why he wouldn't win this race is a Rodney Childers 2023 spring
Phoenix.
Kevin Harvick Phoenix race.
Facts. All right. Now, Justin Allgaier. Been, if not if Custer's most consistent, Allgaier's won the most stages. He's been running up front all year long. If he wins this race, it's going to because he pulls out that clutch factor, that veteran experience. Why he won't win this race? Denny Hamlin Jr. This man can't win a championship, and he won't win one this year. That's the reason he'll lose.
I am choosing Allgaier to win this race. 1, experience. 2, speed. 3, Junior Motorsports. He races for his Chevrolet team. We already know NASCAR has bias towards him. The reason why he loses this race? Denny Hamlin Jr.
And with that being said, Tom said Allgaier's his pick. Mine's Custer. I think Custer wins this championship. Goes back to back. Tom thinks Allgaier will. We're going to find out on Saturday. All right, Cup Series. Here it is. Who wins the championship? Who doesn't? Let's start off with Logano. He was the winner of the first round. Logano. Why he wins his championship? He's in a Ford. They've been super fast. He won this race in 2022. I think he's going to be a contender all day long. Why he won't win this race is because he's got some mighty fast teammate that might steal it from him at the end of this thing. And that'd be the only reason he wouldn't lose, because of the head-up pace against his teammate.
Joey Logano. The reason why he wins this race: 1, it's an even year. 2, it's Phoenix. And 3, it's Penske. The reason why he loses this race is because it is typical Joey Logano 2024-esque season performance.
All right, next one. Let's go Reddick. Why Reddick wins this race? He's been the championship leader in the points basically all year long. He's been super consistent. Finds ways to win races in the clutch. Why he loses this race? He's terrible at short tracks. He is god-awful at short tracks. Phoenix is not going to be any different. The pressure's going to get too much to him. What do we always say, Tom? You got to lose one before you can win one. He's got to lose this one, and that's why he's going to lose this championship.
Tyler Reddick, the reason why he wins this race, he's been very, very strong throughout the entire year. He has done a lot of good things. He has come back on road courses. He's been very fast there. He's been fast at super speedways. He's been fast at 2 milers, 1.5, 1 miles. What is his weak point? The reason why he loses this race, it's a short track. It's Phoenix. He does not have a good track record here at Phoenix whatsoever, and it's 23-11. His teammate's not going to do a damn for him. Joe Gibbs Racing isn't going to do a damn for him, and you know what? That right there is going to be the reason why he loses the championship. Short tracks are not a part of his ideal, and he doesn't have enough data to help him.
All right. Next one is Ryan Blaney. Look at Blaney, man. Why he wins this championship? Because it's goddamn Ryan Blaney. He is the greatest race car driver of this generation. I'm sold 100%. He is Mr. Clutch. It's Mr. Phoenix. He is going to get it done and win this championship. The reason he doesn't win this championship is if some miraculous act of God prevents him from winning this race.
Ryan Blaney, the reason why he wins this race is because of the momentum that he has. He had an absolutely phenomenal race at Martinsville. Max Verstappen Brazil-esque race that we saw him run at Martinsville. He can absolutely carry this on to Phoenix. He has a great track record at Phoenix, including last year and the year before. Let's talk about 2022. He blocked for Joey Logano to win that championship because he wasn't in the Final Four. He had the fastest car. Last year, he had the fastest car once again. This year, it could be absolutely possible that he has the fastest car. He's very good at Phoenix. Be careful, that 12 car can actually do something this weekend. The reason why he doesn't win, pit strategy, race manipulation, and honestly, that's it. I don't think that Ryan Blaney has a lot to lose or has a lot to go against him to lose this race.
I agree. All right, the last one, William Byron. Why William Byron can win this championship? Hendrick Motorsports, Chevy, 24 and 24. We've seen it since the Daytona 500. We've seen it all year long. They've been benefiting Hendrick Motorsports and specifically that 24 car. So he's going to have everybody in God on his side to win this championship. Why he doesn't win this championship? He ain't going to have the pace. We saw it last year. We saw it the year before. These Hendrick Motorsports cars at Phoenix, they just seem to not have what it takes in the next-gen era to compete with those Fords late in this race, strategy-wise, pace-wise, and that's why he loses the championship.
William Byron, the reason why he wins this race, Martinsville. The reason why he loses this race, Martinsville.
I love it. All right, well, my pick for this year's championship, I'm going for it. Let's look at the number 12. I'm going to pull it out. Look at Blaney, man. Back-to-back NASCAR Cup Series champion. He is going to be the man. We're all going to say, look at Blaney again. Once again, 2024. Ryan Blaney, two-time Cup Series champion.
Although he may be the best, although it might be the best, I don't know, we'd have to fact check that, but the 12 car may be one of the best cars to finish out there at Phoenix, but you know what, I'm going to share the love here, the best car, maybe, possibly, I don't know, but it may be Joey Logano. Joey Logano, one of the best cars to finish in Phoenix and a best track record, I don't know, fact check it, but the 22 is going to win the championship in 2024. Even year, the reason why he doesn't win, I stated it before, I don't remember, Big Daddy NASCAR.
Big Daddy NASCAR. All right, there it is. Those are our picks for the championships. We both got Enfinger for the trucks. I got Custer. Tom's got Allgaier. I got Blaney. Tom's got Logano for the championship. All right, last NASCAR fantasy of the year. My picks, I'm going to Blaney, Reddick, Byron, and Blaney, or Logano. I wrote Blaney twice. I got Blaney, Reddick, Byron, Logano because of the championship 4. I'm going to pick Bell because I think he's going to have a little bit of vengeance this weekend.
Perfect. I've got Bell, Reddick, Blaney. I don't know why I put the 34. I meant to put Logano. And I've got Larson.
Alrighty. And for matchups, we got Logano and Blaney. It's a great matchup. I'm gonna go Blaney because I think he wins the championship.
Logano because I'm different, man. I'm different.
I'm different. I love it, dude. Oh man. Next is Byron and Reddick, and I'm gonna go Byron because of the track record of Reddick at short tracks and BDN.
I'm going Reddick because put Chevrolet in the tank, screw him, screw Hendrick, screw Byron, and everything against him. I am a 100% fan supporter. Let's go Reddick.
All right, the next one is basically the two biggest choke artists in all of NASCAR right now. We got Larson, Hung Money versus Dickie Handlin. I'm going to go Hung Money, and I have no reason why.
I mean, honestly, let's be honest here. This is one of the most biggest decisions in the world, maybe ever. I don't know, but we're going to go with Hung Money. I mean, can you honestly really expect the 11 to beat the 5? We saw him do some shenanigans at Martinsville. Hung Money, stepping on his appendage, wasn't enough. He didn't step on his appendage in Martinsville, but the 11 did. Maybe the worst, maybe ever.
I love it. All right, the final one, we got Chastain versus Elliott. Chastain and the next gen eras finished 3rd and 1st at Phoenix in the championship race. Chastain, easy pick.
Easy pick, but let's talk about that 9th performance at Martinsville. Short-lived, maybe the worst, maybe ever, I don't know, fact check it, but the one car is going to beat Chase Elliott this weekend at Phoenix.
Alrighty. that's it. That's the podcast for this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks, Dallas, again for joining us. That was freaking awesome. Jersey Bear in the chat. BDN, Big Dummy NASCAR. That'll be it. We're going to be back, though. Tom, huh? Friday? We're going to take Thursday off again this week because of the fact that we're doing 3 straight streams this week. We're going to be all energized and ready to go for 3 straight championship streams. Let us know in the comments below who you guys think are going to win the championships. We'd like to find out and hear what you guys have to say. Maybe give us your reasons why they can or can't win. I would love to read those as well. But we'll be here Friday night. Truck Series Championship. We're going to crown the champion. We're going to be here watch party. Saturday, we're going to crown an Xfinity champion. Then we'll be back on Sunday to crown a Cup Series champion here on this awesome platform. We cannot wait for those watch parties. Also, make sure you guys go follow us on all of our socials. We got X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Kick, Patreon. Go follow us on all those social medias. Help support us a ton. Go buy you some Digga Boys, Big Daddy Digga Boys, Digga Boys swag, Big Daddy NASCAR, Big Daddy IMSA, whatever it may be in our merch store. That link is in the description below. Also, go follow us on our Discord. There's so much talking points there. I swear to God, we kind of rambled up on there the last few days, especially with the NASCAR stuff going on. Make sure to go follow our Discord. Go interact, communicate with everybody else that's big racing fans as well. The biggest, best racing community on the internet. That link is also in the description. Tom, this has been fun, man. It was awesome. Another great podcast. Nothing else in the world important going on today. I'm glad that you took some time out of your day to come join us here on this awesome podcast.
Yeah, well,
tonight.
Jay, I'm probably going to be up for the next 6 hours, reading the election results. Maybe rigged, maybe not. I don't know. Fact check me. Tomorrow, when it all comes down to the wire here, Pennsylvania is a fantastic state. All right, Georgia, fantastic state. We're looking to be number 1. We will be number 1. We're the best that's ever been. And we'll see. So look, if you guys join the Discord, I will be in the Discord, and I would love to have some healthy debates with you guys, especially surrounding that horrible, god-awful, manipulated, rigged, not fixed, but rigged Martinsville finish.
Facts. Thank you guys again so much. We love you guys. We can't wait to see you guys on Friday for a watch party. With that being said, have a great night. Enjoy your evening, and we'll catch y'all in the next one. And enjoy this meme of the week.
Now for the controversy. What we're about to show you is in-car footage and a conversation between Clint Boyer and his team over 9 laps.
You got a hell of a race for the lead. 16 to go, man. 39 is going to win the race. Well, that kind of sucks. I bet it's hot in their engines. Oh, yeah.
The leader at the time, Ryan Newman, came down pit road, lost the lead. Newman did not make the chase, but Martin Truex Jr., Clint Boyer's teammate, did make the chase.
If you watch the inside, the in-car camera, he goes in the corner, slows down, drives up the racetrack, turns the steering wheel hard left, pumps the gas pedal hard once, gets off it, pumps it again, spins the car the rest of the way around.
Ryan Newman looking to find a way through. It doesn't look like it's going to work. Win, and he's in to compete for a championship. Checkered flag in Phoenix for Kevin Harvick. Newman's beside the 42, and he's 42's in the wall.
Clear, checker flag, checker flag.
Ryan Newman is going to get in with that move on the last lap.
There you see some of the members from the 4 team, Kevin Harvick's team. That's crew chief Rodney Childers, competition director Greg Zipadelli. And the reason we're showing them, we have not heard from Kevin Harvick. Some drivers, including Denny Hamlin, Matt Kenseth, have both made accusations that Kevin Harvick possibly started that wreck on purpose.
Now here he is on the second one, and he stays in line farther down the racetrack, and we see the 6 of Trevor Bayne, and right here is where the controversy comes in. Is Kevin trying to get out of the way? Does he not know that the 6 car is there? I don't know.
There, Matt Kenseth, he really lost his entire race car and enabled a 22 to catch him.
Here comes the 22. He's closed the gap all over the back bumper now as they've caught the slower traffic. And around goes the 20, sideways in front of the 22. Kenseth slides. Caution comes out. Elliott has the lead, but Hamlin looks to the inside. Elliott diving, trying to block. Carl Edwards on the inside. Green flag back in the air. They're blocking. They're going down low. Carl Edwards into the wall. He got tagged by the 22. Big hits by the 19. And the caution comes back out again.
That is exactly what we saw Joey Logano was going to try to do.
I think Denny's in pretty good shape right here. Harvick working really hard to close the gap on the 18. He's down to 2 car lengths to Kyle Busch.
He's got to make the pass or someone has to go around the 11. The final lap for Chase Elliott. Down the backstretch for the final time. Can Harvick do it? The final turn. He needs the position.
Oh, Harvick spins the 18.
Turns into the 18. He turns as well. The 18 crosses the start-finish line, and Harvick is going to be out of the playoffs. 1 lap to go. Christopher Bell. If he wins, the 1 and the 11, fighting for every point right now. Denny Hamlin, 2-point favorite to get in as the championship 4. Bell out of turn 4. He's going to do it. He's won his way into the championship.
Let's go get us a championship.
And the fight for the point right at the line. The 1 of Chastain past Hamlin. But Phoenix, take a look at what he did.
I have never seen anything like that before in my life.
Joey Logano through 3 and 4 for the final time. There's the contact. He does get to him. The 11 on the inside. He gets into the wall. Dylan's going to win it as the line.
Getting to this final lap, there's half a mile to go for Ryan Blaney, the reigning NASCAR Cup Series champion. Ryan Blaney's not losing anything here in Martinsville. He wins and is going to Phoenix. That was a determined, savvy drive. Watch this, the 23 and the 20. He went for it, almost lost control, hits the wall, drives off the wall, sort of Ross Chastain-esque.
You know the deal? Just trying to find him to tell him. Justin, you tell crew chief also clear off. On the go! 10-4, does the 1 crew chief know the deal? Yeah, he should.